They were drunk. They pulled out two pow pows and they powed at him. One resident who wished not to be named told the Daily News. They powed him 3 times. What's up, everybody? This is Shell down here with some more quick news. This is via the Daily News. Bronx father of four, pow pow Dad and clash with men blocking his driveway. Wow, sad. A 49-year-old man, father of four, was fatally pow pow during an early morning clash over a blocked driveway outside his Bronx home Saturday, police and neighbors said. Trevor Hughes had already called 311 and the local police precinct to complain about the car blocking his driveway on Foyer Avenue near Morris Park Avenue in Morris Park just before the 2 a.m. Pow powing, neighbors said. The pow man who opened fire on Hughes, according to witnesses, had returned to his illegally parked car from a notorious nightclub down the street when the argument began. Quote, they were drunk. They pulled out two pow pows and they powed at him. One block resident who wished not to be named told the Daily News. They powed him 3 times, end quote. Footage from a doorbell camera news sh- viewed by the news showed Hughes arguing with someone outside his home just before the pow powing. Quote, I don't see the effing driveway. I don't see that. End quote. The man Hughes is arguing with says. In the video, Hughes opens the doorway gate to prove that the other man's auto was blocking it. What's your problem though? Someone asks in the video. You got a problem? Neighbor Akmel Edwards couldn't believe the suspect claimed he couldn't clearly see the marked driveway. The suspect said he doesn't see a driveway. Edwards, 47, said, how do you see a driveway when there's a whole gate there? The two suspects blasted away at Hughes as he ran into his home for cover. The window to the front door was shattered, and a bullet was found wedged in a wall inside the home, neighbors said. Quote, I saw all the police cars and I saw them taking out the body. A 74-year-old woman who lived on the block said the sheet wasn't over his face, so he must have still been alive, or they would have covered it. You can see the bullet in the hallway, she said. The bullet went through the screen door. Inside the house, it went. It shocked. No, I'm shocked because you don't see things going on like this in this neighborhood. When cops arrived, they found Hughes pow-powed in the abdomen. EMS rushed him to Jacoby Hospital where he died soon after. Ain't no one that no, ain't no one that can ever say anything negative about him. The first neighbor said about Hughes, everything was positive. Always smiling, always willing to take his shirt off his back to help anybody. The two suspects fled the scene in a gray Jeep SUV. No arrests have been made. Hughes, a native of the Virgin Islands known as Dread because of his long flowing dreadlocks, had returned from a DJ gig when he found the SUV blocking his driveway. I had a conversation with him last night, the first neighbor recalled. He called 311. I gave him the number for the precinct. Hughes even went to the club and had workers making an announcement that a patron was blocking the driveway. No one came out, said the neighbor, who added that the corner club is a constant problem. Basically, the club right here should be shut down. the neighbor said bitterly. That's where it all started. From blocking the driveway, they think they think that they are entitled. That's why he was so fed up, he said. They always block the driveways. Edwards left his house at 11 p.m. Friday. As he walked down the block, he saw the SUV blocking Hughes's driveway. I'm looking at the car like, I wonder whose car is this? He remembered. Hughes had just called the precinct to complain when he was pow pow, neighbors said. His car, a beige Honda Odyssey, was found parked in a friend's driveway down the block. Neighbors said police did respond to Hughes's 311 call, but it wasn't immediately clear if anything was done. Um, a in- an email to the NYPD about the 311 response was not immediately returned. On set on Saturday, Hughes's family remained um I don't know cordoned off with police tape. Evidence markers were placed on the sidewalk next to a glove, a shell casing, and other pieces of evidence. The DJ gig was a second job for Hughes, who also worked as a locksmith. A longtime friend said he had 4 children, all of whom lived out of state. He was very humble, the friend said, somberly. He was like a brother to me. Neighbors said that the patrons of the corner club park wherever they want to on the block, especially on the weekends. They even block the fire hydrant. They triple park, all that, said one woman who wished not to be named. It's like they can park anywhere and you don't know if they have a pow pow. It's ridiculous, she said. Ridiculous. Please let me know how you feel about this story if you heard about it. Um Bye. All right, so our next story is a teenager that was jailed for stabbing his 19-year-old sister to death. All right, let's get into this. A teenager who stabbed his older sister to death has been sentenced to a minimum of 10 years and 5 months. Mally Bennett Smith, who was sentenced at Bristol Crown Court after pleading guilty on Monday morning, told police his sister was annoying and he wanted to K-Lyle her. The court heard the 17-year-old held Luca Bennett Smith in a headlock before stabbing her repeatedly at the home they shared in the St. Andrews area of the city on October 20th of last year. He rang emergency services 20 minutes later. The judge Hart said, it's often said in courtrooms when a child has lied, it must be every parent's worst nightmare. Quote, the horror of the loss of their daughter at the hands of their son they still love is beyond even the worst nightmares, end quote. The court heard that Bennett Smith grew up on a remote farm in New Zealand where he was homeschooled, but after his parents divorced, he moved to the UK with his sister and mother with the aim of going to college to prepare to join the army. He later dropped out of his college course, the court was told. He and his sister were at the home of on their own when the K. Lylan took place. In a prepared statement he later gave to police, Bennett Smith said his sister, who had ADHD, was, quote, annoying, and he felt she bullied him. He told officers after watching a video, I went downstairs to the lounge and I asked Luca if I could practice a head lock on her. Quote, she agreed. We had done this before, and when she needed me to stop, we had an agreement where she would tap me on the arm. On this occasion, I decided I was not going to stop. I wanted to Kayla her. I had enough with regards she had been treating me over the years and recently. So sentencing him to detention during his Majesty's pleasure, the judge said the unaliving was shocking and brutal. It was deprived. No, it had deprived Luca of her life, her parents, in effect of two of their children, and will deprive you of your liberty. Ray Tooley, KC, defending, said Bennett Smith has severe dyslexia and dysgraphia, and although he has above average IQ, was found to have below average processing speed. He said the teenager's somewhat unconventional upbringing meant he did not mix well with other children his age and spent a lot of time gaming. Mr. Tooley said the defendant would disappear into a world of video gaming and became dissociated from the real world. He said Molly did not know how to manage his increasing feelings of frustration and resentment towards Luca. He said the teenager had genuine remorse for his actions. The judge lifted reporting restrictions on naming the defendant after an application by the PA News agency. After the sentencing, Detective Inspector Nadine Partridge of Avon and Somerset Police said, our thoughts remain fully with Luca's family at this difficult time. They continue to be updated and supported by specially trained family liaison officers. Please let me know down in the comments if you've heard about this case. Our final story is a man that's accused of lying his fiance after he asked Google whether he could get away with slaughter because the victim was an undocumented immigrant. Let's get into it. All right, so this is via law and crime. Authorities in Texas arrested a man who they said lied his fiance after he asked Google, "Can I Lyle an illegal human?" because the victim was reportedly an undocumented immigrant. Tyvon, 31, is charged with slaughter in the January death of 27-year-old Louise Banos Norberto. Vaughn is accused of pow-powing Norberto in the face and then moving his body in an attempt to make it look like ooh-eyed. A criminal complaint said it happened January 14th at an apartment complex in Baytown, which is near Houston. Local ABC affiliate KTRK obtained an arrest affidavit that further details the allegations against Vaughn. He claimed he came home shortly after 5:30 a.m. to find Roberto Diaz, but the surveillance video and interviews with neighbors told a different story. Video showed that Vaughn actually returned home shortly after 4 a.m. The affidavit reportedly said neighbors reported hearing a pow pow a few minutes later. Around 4:30 a.m., as Lamberto lay Diaz in the apartment, Vaughn allegedly texted the victim, "Babe, babe, why are you not texting me back?" Cops reportedly said Vaughn waited until after 5:30 a.m., some 90 minutes later, after the slaughter, to call 911. Um, he allegedly told dispatchers, "My spouse is Diaz. Help, my life is over." Officers found Roberto's body lying on a bed with a lever action rifle up against his arm and a ripped up picture of him and Vaughn nearby. The affidavit reportedly said, "Oh, he really tried to stage that one, huh?" Detectives noted Vaughn kept saying that Roberto was an undocumented immigrant. When they searched his phone, they allegedly uncovered that he searched "Can I K Lao an illegal human" on Google. KTRK spoke with Vaughn before his arrest. He told the TV station that the police know all of the details. When offered condolences, he allegedly replied, it is what it is. Police arrested Vaughn on Saturday. He's at the Harris County Jail on a $500,000 bond. He has a court date scheduled for Monday. Norberto's obituary said he was born in Mexico and most of his family now lives in Baytown. Wow, let me know in the comments if you heard about this story. Sad. If you heard of any of these cases, please let me know in the comments how you feel about these cases. Both of these are, tragedies. So we send condolences to all the families and friends that's involved. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and be safe out there. Bye bye.